Welcome to Civic Spectrum, where communities find their voice. And don't forget to subscribe to stay connected with all our latest discussions and deep dives. Welcome to our deep dive into the complex world of Hezbollah and its profound impact on Lebanon. In this video, we'll explore how this organization, born out of resistance, has evolved into a powerful political and military force. We'll examine its transformation, its influence on Lebanese politics, and the broader implications for the country's future. Join us as we navigate through the intricate layers of Hezbollah's presence in Lebanon and what it means for a nation striving for stability and reform. In the early 1980s, Israel invaded Lebanon. A new force emerged from the chaos: Hezbollah. Born from the resistance against Israeli occupation, Hezbollah initially focused on armed struggle. They were seen as protectors, especially by the Shia community. However, Hezbollah's role evolved. They transitioned from a militia to a powerful political and military force. This shift saw them deeply embedded in Lebanon's political fabric, holding significant sway over national decisions. Today, Hezbollah boasts a vast network. They control social services, hospitals, and schools, primarily in Lebanon's south and Beirut's southern suburbs. This influence extends to Lebanon's parliament, where they are a dominant force. Hezbollah's transformation has been stark. From armed resistance to political maneuvering, their journey mirrors Lebanon's own turbulent history. The question now is whether this grip on power serves Lebanon's best interests or hinders its progress. Hezbollah's ties to Iran run deep. Tehran provides substantial financial and military aid, shaping Hezbollah's ideology and strategic goals. This relationship is critical to understanding Hezbollah's actions in the region. Iran views Hezbollah as a vital tool in its regional strategy. Hezbollah provides Iran with a foothold in Lebanon and a powerful deterrent against Israel. This proxy force allows Iran to project power beyond its borders. However, Hezbollah's allegiance to Iran raises concerns about its commitment to Lebanon's sovereignty. Critics argue that Hezbollah prioritizes Iranian interests over Lebanese ones, making the country vulnerable to regional power struggles. The question of whether Hezbollah acts in Lebanon's best interests or as an arm of Iran fuels internal divisions. This complex relationship has significant implications for Lebanon's stability and its relationship with the international community.
Lebanon is grappling with a multifaceted crisis. Economic collapse, political deadlock, and a crumbling infrastructure have brought the nation to its knees. The daily lives of ordinary citizens are marked by power outages, water shortages, and a lack of basic services. The situation is dire, and many Lebanese place the blame squarely on the shoulders of the ruling elite, including Hezbollah. The streets are filled with anger and frustration, as people demand change and accountability. Critics argue that Hezbollah, with its grip on power, has failed to address the nation's woes. They point to corruption, mismanagement, and a lack of accountability as evidence of Hezbollah's complicity in the country's downward spiral. The calls for transparency and reform grow louder each day. Furthermore, Hezbollah's involvement in regional conflicts, particularly in Syria, has drawn criticism. Their military engagements abroad are seen as a drain on Lebanon's already scarce resources. Opponents argue that these foreign interventions divert resources and attention away from pressing domestic issues, exacerbating Lebanon's plight. The focus on external conflicts leaves internal problems unresolved. The question of Hezbollah's role in Lebanon's crisis is a contentious one. It divides communities and fuels heated debates across the nation. Supporters view them as a stabilizing force, providing security and social services where the state has failed, while detractors see them as part of the problem, accusing them of perpetuating the status quo and hindering progress. This debate is central to understanding the challenges facing Lebanon. It is a complex issue with no easy answers, and the potential for change. The future of Lebanon depends on addressing these deep-rooted issues and finding a path forward.
This debate is central to understanding the challenges facing Lebanon. The voices of the people demanding change cannot be ignored, and the potential for change. The hope for a better future lies in the hands of those who dare to dream and act for a brighter tomorrow.
Lebanon's political system, rooted in a delicate balance of power among religious sects, is often cited as a major obstacle to reform. This intricate system was designed to prevent any single group from dominating the political landscape. ensuring a form of power sharing that reflects the country's diverse religious makeup. This system, while intended to ensure representation, has fostered division and hampered progress. The very structure that was meant to bring stability has instead entrenched sectarian divides, making it difficult for the country to move forward as a unified entity. Hezbollah, as a Shia political party, operates within this sectarian framework. It has leveraged its position to gain significant influence, both politically and militarily, within Lebanon. Critics argue that this system allows Hezbollah to maintain its grip on power by exploiting sectarian loyalties rather than addressing the needs of all Lebanese citizens. This exploitation of sectarianism has led to a political stalemate, where genuine reform is often sidelined. The sectarian system creates a zero-sum game, where one group's gain is often perceived as another's loss. This perception fuels mistrust and competition among the different sects, further complicating efforts to achieve national consensus. This dynamic hinders national unity and makes it difficult to implement meaningful reforms that benefit the entire country. The constant push and pull between sectarian interests prevent the formation of a cohesive national identity. Breaking free from the shackles of sectarianism is seen by many as essential for Lebanon's recovery. Activists and reformists argue that only by transcending these divisions can Lebanon hope to build a stable and prosperous future. However, dismantling this deeply entrenched system with Hezbollah as a major player is a daunting task with uncertain prospects. The path to reform is fraught with challenges, and the outcome remains uncertain.
However, dismantling this deeply entrenched system, with Hezbollah as a major player, is a daunting task with uncertain prospects. The future of Lebanon hinges on its ability to navigate these complexities and find a way to unify its diverse population.
At the ballot box, can votes dislodge Hezbollah? Lebanon's recent elections have witnessed a surge in support for independent candidates and reformist movements. This shift suggests a growing disillusionment with traditional parties, including Hezbollah, and a yearning for change.
However, despite the rise of opposition voices, Hezbollah remains a formidable force in Lebanese politics. Their loyal support base, coupled with their organizational capacity and military prowess, makes them a difficult force to dislodge through democratic means.
The question of whether elections can truly bring about change in Lebanon is a complex one. While the ballot box offers a potential avenue for expressing dissent, Hezbollah's entrenched position and the limitations of the sectarian system present significant hurdles.
The outcome of future elections will depend on a multitude of factors, including the ability of opposition groups to unite behind a common platform, the willingness of the electorate to embrace change, and Hezbollah's response to the evolving political landscape.
Empty plates, empty promises, economic despair and political disillusionment. The economic crisis gripping Lebanon has shaken Hezbollah's support base. Soaring inflation, widespread unemployment, and a collapsing currency have left many Lebanese struggling to put food on the table.
Hezbollah, once lauded for its social welfare programs, is now facing criticism for failing to alleviate the suffering of its constituents. The economic crisis has exposed the limits of Hezbollah's patronage network and raised questions about its ability to deliver on its promises.
This economic despair has fueled political disillusionment. Many Lebanese, including some within Hezbollah's traditional support base, are questioning the group's priorities and its commitment to addressing their needs.
The economic crisis poses a significant challenge to Hezbollah's legitimacy. If the group is unable to provide tangible solutions to the economic woes of the Lebanese people, it risks further alienating its base and fueling dissent.
Tehran calling the long arm of Iranian influence. Iran's unwavering support for Hezbollah has been a defining feature of the group's rise to power. This relationship provides Hezbollah with financial resources, military hardware, and a powerful ally in the region.
However, Iran's influence over Hezbollah has also been a source of contention. Critics argue that Hezbollah's loyalty to Tehran often trumps its commitment to Lebanon's interests, making the country vulnerable to regional power plays.
Hezbollah's involvement in the Syrian civil war, at Iran's behest, is a case in point. This intervention, while bolstering the Assad regime, has drawn Lebanon deeper into a regional conflict, further straining its resources and exacerbating internal divisions.
The question of Iranian influence over Hezbollah remains a sensitive one. Any attempt to curtail Hezbollah's power must contend with the group's deep ties to Iran and the potential repercussions of such a move.
Can democracy deliver? Navigating Lebanon's uncertain future. The future of Lebanon hangs in the balance, teetering on the edge of uncertainty. The country is at a crossroads, grappling with a confluence of crises that threaten its very existence. Economic collapse, political instability, and social unrest have created a perfect storm. The question of whether democracy can deliver a solution remains open. Can the democratic process provide the stability and progress that the Lebanese people so desperately need?
Hezbollah's dominance in Lebanese politics, while contested, is a reality that cannot be ignored. Their influence permeates various aspects of governance and society. The group's grip on power, coupled with the limitations of the sectarian system, raises questions about the efficacy of democratic processes in bringing about meaningful change. The sectarian divide continues to be a significant barrier.
However, despite the challenges, the spirit of the Lebanese people, their resilience and their yearning for a better future, should not be underestimated. Their daily lives reflect a hope and determination that is inspiring. The recent surge in support for alternative political voices suggests a desire for change that cannot be ignored. New movements and parties are emerging, driven by a younger generation eager for reform.
Whether Lebanon can navigate its way out of this crisis and forge a new path towards a more democratic and prosperous future remains to be seen. The road ahead is fraught with challenges, but also with opportunities. The coming years will be critical in determining whether Hezbollah's grip on power can be loosened, or whether Lebanon will continue to be held hostage by its internal divisions and external pressures. The stakes have never been higher for the Lebanese people. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe to stay connected with all our latest discussions and deep dives. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on fresh perspectives and engaging content that keeps you informed and empowered. Together, we can continue exploring the full spectrum of ideas shaping our world.